So we went yesterday to Bloomfield to see Maccabi, okay? And Guy is looking at me and he's like, why those players are just sitting down on the floor and waiting for people to come help them, and then they stand up and run like nothing happened? What are they doing? They're wasting half of the game not playing, basically.
Yeah,
In baseball, you can't do that. But so that's why this game is so great.
שלום וברוכים הבאים לכושר הוטדוג, פודקאסט הבייסבול הראשון בעברית עם יוני לב-ארי ואנוכי ארז שץ. שלום יוני.
אהלן ארז.
יוני משדר 107.
מה אתה מעדיף? פז'ו 107 או טייסת 107?
טייסת, נגיע יותר מהר.
טייסת אבירי הזנב בשבילך. רק שתדע, לא יודע.
מה זה טייסת אבירי הזנב?
ככה הם נקראים, סליחה, אבירי הזנב הכתום.
זה כמו אבירי האור הקסום.
נכון.
זה כאילו שאתה מצפה לך, אתה יודע, מיטב בחורינו ואתה מוצא ערימה של חוטבי עץ. וזה ככה כי המשדר מגיע אליכם בחסות תת-רש, מסחר ויבוא עצים. כל סוגי העצים מכל רחבי העולם ובאיכות יוצאת דופן. בקרו אותנו בכתובת דרך בן צבי 20 ביפו, באינטרנט tima.co.il, כי המחירים שלנו הם לא בדיחת קרש.
כל טייסת שאתם מרכיבים.
בעולם העצים.
יפה.
אז קודם כל יוני, יש לנו אורחים.
אכן.
לפני שנתחיל ונאמר, כי אנחנו תכף נעבור ונתחיל לדבר אנגלית בלעז, אז תגידו שלום לנתי וגיא לב-ארי.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Hello.
Hello.
I never remember if the same mother, same father, so I never
Same everything.
I don't
We don't
the
remember.
family name, I always be careful.
We don't remember.
We are the same.
So welcome to Israel.
Thank you.
What brings you here?
The World Series is over, and we actually even didn't get to the World Series.
Right.
So we took the opportunity, and we said, let's visit the Holy Land.
Okay. So speaking of religion, you're both Yankee fans, as Yoni is.
Yep.
So we will have your impressions about the Yankee side of the thing and the World Series, and of course, we would like to talk about like the East and what do you think happened this season. But first, we have a trivia question, and it's one of my the issues I really like in baseball and American sport. Name the first African-American player to win in an American League batting title.
Ooh, okay.
Also,
American League, specific.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Larry Doby, Frank Robinson, Rod Carew, Lyman Bostock. A batting title, American League, first African-American player. So I'm gonna wager it's Carew.
Yeah?
That's my bet.
So I go with Frankie.
You're going with Robinson?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. That's to the name too.
That's too easy?
Yeah. It's like
Also, he's he's a home run player.
Which one is he?
That's Carew.
Oh,
Ah.
I know. When you have like an options,
You go with C?
yeah. That's the easy one.
I think
You're doing SATs anytime soon?
that was a long time ago.
He's done.
Okay. Also, you want to say happy birthday to Jim Cart
Oh,
and Joe Niekro.
nice.
Nice?
And Phil Niekro?
Probably not. Okay.
All right.
So, first of all, before we get to the World Series, I'm guessing you two have been to the championship series in both, in all, how many games there were? Two?
Two.
Yeah,
Yep.
just two.
How is that? Because I've never been. You've ever been in a playoff game?
I haven't been a sports bar in New York.
Okay, sports.
Game 1 of 98 World Series.
Okay,
It was amazing.
I'm sure.
It was.
So how is it? Because we know everybody says it's the fans, and we know that the fans cheer everything, every ball, every strike, every player, yesterday you couldn't hear the music for the cheering, and the roof
Yeah.
was closed. But
I would say that even the biggest difference is you're almost not sitting. Where in a regular game, if you stand up, people behind you are like, sit
Yeah.
down, I can see.
Unlike an Israeli football stadium.
In the postseason, you go stand up.
Yeah, in the
Why you
postseason,
sitting?
nobody's sitting. Like, this is part of the game, you know?
Wow.
So the atmosphere is completely different. People coming way before the game. So when the game starts, already the energy is there. They're introducing the players, which they don't do during regular season. So,
Well, the fans introduce the players
yes,
anyway.
no, the fans has their own
the creatures.
shtick, right? The
Creatures.
creature, that's
Yeah.
that. But you know, not actually like in the basketball where the player one
Yeah,
by
okay.
one.
Oh,
And now!
So the thing we see when they introduce them on the lines
Yes,
is only postseason.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes. They do with the flag. They go with a very, very big flag, American flag, all over the field, basically, which is
Wow.
really. So the energy, the game starts already with very, very strong energy, and then you in it, and then it depends how the Yankees are playing.
Then the second inning comes.
Then it depends how the Yankees are playing.
Yeah, unfortunately, the game we went to, not much happened after we got shut out. I think that was the 5-0 game we got shut out.
Yeah, the Garrett Cole one.
Let's just say, but still, what is the sound from to a viewer during a bad game in the playoffs is what you hear during a good game in the regular season.
Again.
They still are.
Yes.
Everything, you know, it's like John Small says in the playoff, a lead-off walk is a rally. So we get a lead-off walk, and then all the crowd is like, again, on their feet and shouting.
And what's great in this game, so we went yesterday to Bloomfield to see Maccabi, okay? And Guy is looking at me and he's like, why those players are just sitting down on the floor and waiting for people to come help them, and then they stand up and run like nothing happened? What are they doing? They're wasting half of the game not playing, basically.
Yeah,
In
I
baseball, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You need to have
In
27 outs.
In most sports.
But
you
so
can do.
that's why this game is so great.
Yeah,
you
I know.
need 27 outs no matter what.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, in football, you have like the clock management where you basically like
Yeah.
the last 5 minutes are like a chess game.
But
In baseball,
I
yeah.
think it depends on the way the season goes.
Let's say, you said Philadelphia are going to go. Yeah, I mean, and again, this is
We were laughing at you all season long.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of.
They created memes on you.
Let's say I was saying that the Dodgers are not going to make it to the championship series, but I meant the Mets will get to the championship series. So I got what I said was going to happen, just not exactly how. And again, you thought their offense would be stronger than their failures in defense and bullpen, and let's just say they really had great offense this postseason because their defense really tried very hard to lose games.
That reminds me of, was it in NLCS, the game that Gene Segura had, where he had the error and on the field and a base running mistake, but at the same time he had a big two out single.
And the great double play.
Yeah.
He did also great defensive plays and very bad defensive plays.
Yeah,
In the same inning.
Castellanos caught the best two
Oh,
catches
yeah.
of his
Yeah,
life,
Yeah.
saved the game.
Yeah.
You know, the catcher is running inside the park home run. I mean, everything up until game 4, I thought everything was magical. The Astros didn't look like the world champions. They didn't look like the best team in baseball. They didn't look like a dominating team. It looked like an open thing. I was thinking this would go 7 games, be one of the most classic series, you know, 3-3, everything's on the line. And then the Phillies reminded themselves who they were, and the Astros
Right,
just...
still it went 6 games. It's not like it was a sweep or...
No, but until the Phillies got to 2-1, and from that point, game 4, 5, and 6, it was
Non-contest.
the Astros show.
Non-contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the no-hitter in the World Series, which you're very happy now. It's not only Don Larson anymore.
No, it was a perfect game.
Yeah, I know. Just everyone's like they had a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter against the Yankees, and now they did it again.
Same pitcher.
Sort of against the Yankees.
Same pitcher.
Yeah.
But it was. Everyone said it was sort of against the Yankees. Well, it's still the Yankees, you know. I mean, it's still, you know, they had I said it last time. They said the Mets fans have nothing to cheer for. You got your team, your division rivalry. You have the team that kicked you out of the game. You have the new New York Yankees, and you have the actual New York Yankees. So, but does it feel like the Astros are now? You said dynasty. You kept saying that they will cement their dynasty here. Does it feel like it?
I think so. That's why I say. I think a team. First of all, a team that is here for 6 years, year in, year out. What was their worst year? ALCS?
When they lost pretty bad to the Red Sox in the ALCS in 2018.
2018.
That was probably the
But
worst.
they never get lower than ALCS, right?
Right.
Right,
Even
17,
the
18, 19.
COVID series,
Yeah.
they got.
2020, they lost to Tampa Bay in the ALCS, right?
Yeah.
So they've been to the ALCS 6 years in a row.
Right.
That's and 2 championships.
Man.
One of them.
And 3 World Series and
One
3 or 4 World Series.
Yeah, 3 pennants. 3 pennants.
4 World Series in 6 years.
Yeah.
4 pennants. 2
Two
championships.
One of them is not for sure.
Well, again, one of them.
but-
As
yeah,
I
but-
said,
but
Verlander has not been caught yet, so let's let's wait with that.
if after 2019 or whatever they stopped playing well, then you can say, yeah, they cheated and that's it. That's why they
Yeah.
won. But
Yeah.
you can see they are winning without cheating. They are a good team.
No, the cheating just give them an edge.
Yeah, but
exactly.
maybe
Barry Bonds was a great hitter. Taking steroids just made him better hitter. It's
Right.
not he wasn't good hitter.
yeah,
He
it was
Exactly.
great.
he was the Hall of Famer either way.
Before.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was 53 before and 73
Right,
after.
yeah.
That's the difference.
That's why
Yeah.
there is a possibility,
And
a very
it,
good possibility they would have won.
Yeah. And
Their
you can't
MVP
say
now
Peña-
is the
and you
shortstop.
can't say
The
Peña
MVP
was-
is the shortstop.
Yeah, the
Peña,
replacement.
I think Peña got MVP
Yeah.
of both.
Yeah.
And he should
Yes.
have.
Yes.
I was saying at a certain moment, I was like, if the Phillies win this somehow, then I think Schwarber should get the MVP, and Peña definitely for the Astros, because you got to those players, you got to them, and I think Reggie Jackson said, "I'm in scoring position when I come to bat." So that was it. You knew that the whole everyone is like, okay, the game can go, we can lose the game here when it's Schwarber and Alvarez, who opened he opened the celebrations with the walk-off against the Mariner, and he finished it with the win.
That was pretty much his
And then he didn't do anything else.
In between-
It's the whole
And
playoff,
it's
all
insane.
home runs.
You know, we keep talking about the Dodgers, where like, okay, so Justin Turner is not having a good year, but they have Trey Turner, and if Muncy is not having a good year, so you had like 2 players. Altuve was mostly missing in action. He had
Yeah.
1 good game.
Yes.
Bregman had a great
Bregman was
series.
good.
Bregman and Peña had a great series. Jordan Alvarez was mostly there and walking a lot. And you had like at the bottom of the order, you had like
Maldonado was good. All those guys.
Maldonado was good, but you had like Peña was a black hole. The DH was
Ledmus Diaz every time he came up. The only way he could get on base, they saw he tried to like lean it.
and he did it, and he sucked at that. Even the umpires like no. And you had like the DH. They didn't get anything from any of the DH. They kept rotating them. So you had like I think out of 9 players, you had like 6 who were good, 2 who were really good, and they still basically won 3 games without
timely
competition.
Timely hitting.
And good pitching.
Yeah.
And
I'm
good
saying
pitching.
because they're such a good team that their average output was
Enough.
700 OPS. Their above average output was 900 and 1,000. That's what I'm saying.
And I think a point that he's saying all the time, and I think that people should look at it more than they do today, is the international signings. And if they didn't have Framber, Valdez, and
Yeah.
Javier,
Yeah.
both of them they signed in 2015 for what? $10,000? For nothing.
Yeah.
Without those 2, they are nothing. And they brought Jordan Alvarez in a trade
the
from the
Dodgers.
Dodgers for nothing.
Josh Fields.
Yeah, it's a pitcher that played
Yeah,
for one
I mean-
more year.
They took Trey Mancini and like is a bench player.
Yeah, well, he did nothing.
Yeah, he did nothing, but they still took him because they wanted
but
to.
Those international
And
signings
Ryan
gave
Presley
them-
was
gave them
like
the championship.
Ryan Presley was a trade deadline like last year or year before. 3 years.
Ago. He came from Minnesota. I think.
Yeah, I mean, and he's like the closer. It's insane. Everything. you know,
Houston is known as a team that invests a lot of resources in Latin America,
Smart team.
and they, and again, I think Carlos Correa is a great example. They got him,
Yeah.
okay. They used him all the way until he became a free agent. Said goodbye.
Move on.
Now they have Pena, same thing. Okay? Now they have him for 6 years, and
You
look,
move on, you get a big contract, they'll bring another.
yes.
Also,
yes.
I think it was a good series because you didn't. You know, we talk about baseball. You can have like nothing at the 10th inning. And you know, it's like you have either you have a pitcher's duel where everyone you see like the guy has the stuff, or you have traffic but nothing comes out of it, or you have like a nothing game. Like I think the 18th inning against the Mariners was such. So this one, I mean, even the last game when the couple of the two games where it was basically nothing in one inning had a lot of offense, but it still you felt like domination from. Valdez, even Wheeler was good,
Wheeler was
and
very
Nola
good,
until
yeah.
they
He was
collapsed.
good in the last game, in the second.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
yesterday he was good.
Yeah.
yesterday Nola was good, but then again, both of them collapsed, and then they brought in the worst pitcher to bring in that, what is his name, Alvarado?
Yeah.
He was good in the beginning of the
He's
postseason.
not,
All of a
listen,
sudden,
I've
he
seen
just, like,
I've seen Alvarado more than I would like to see him, because I think he was also on one of those Nationals Phillies gimmicks, or Marlins Phillies. He's effectively wild. He has that 100-mile-per-hour pitch, but you don't really know what you're going to get from him. He can walk the side, or he can dominate the side, or he can get a hit for a double or a 3-run home run. No, it's not a guy you want to bring in at that place, and they did it
He
twice.
lost those 2 games.
Yeah, he lost. That.
Yeah, and on the other hand, Dusty Baker brought in Ryan Presley at the no-hitter at a 5-0 game, which he shouldn't have done, especially since Presley was basically closing every game, and Presley closed the next game and the next game, so he didn't suffer, even though he did something he shouldn't have done just to have the feel-good moment.
I think everyone would have. Dusty likes to ride his pitchers a lot, so.
Yeah, I know,
his
but
thing.
and I know it's the World Series, and Real Muto is betting is as open catched every game, and you put in your closer like 6 out of 6 if you need them and all that. But
There's no tomorrow.
yeah, there's no tomorrow. But still, if Presley would have been bad at game 5 because they wanted the no-hitter in game, because he didn't have to open in a 5-0 game. He didn't have to close, in a 5-0 game. And let's say he would have been tired the next game, and they would have blown it, and it would have been 3-2 to the Phillies.
These are kind of the decisions that Dusty had to make in 2002 when
Right.
he was with the Giants, and
Exactly.
it didn't work. Now it did. So you can never know.
Yeah, I
you
know. And he has the home advantage, and there was no. He actually took off the monkey of his bag.
Oh.
Finally, I can say that.
Yes.
It was the first time since 2013 that a championship game is at home.
Right.
win.
The team,
home
the team
won
win the World
championship.
Series at
Boston,
home.
yeah. Boston in 2013, since then, it's amazing.
Not really,
Why?
because you have 3 games.
The 2-3-2.
Three games
One,
away.
yeah, well, you know.
Well, what can I? It's not that. I mean,
2020
it's
was
more
no
amazing.
fence, so
Yeah.
nobody knows. It was in San Diego, I don't know where it was.
Texas.
I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
if you had like in basketball where you go 1-1-1-1, you have 2-2 and then 1-1-1. Yeah, okay, that's amazing. But it's you usually if you're the away team, then game 6-7 is not at home, and if you are the home team,
Yeah.
so are the Phillies, let's say, a bullpen higher and a defensive switch away from being a real good team, or was this like a flash in the pan? What do you think?
A lot of it depends on if their offense can keep up. I don't know. Nick Castellanos struggled this year. He had some big hits in the first series against the Braves, but all in all, I'd say he probably would say that he had a disappointing year himself. And if Harper can keep up his, MVP track, then I feel like they'll be top 2 in the East for the next 5 years at least.
How about managing?
I like Rob Thompson. I initially didn't think that Girardi was a problem, but obviously they showed that he was the problem.
Well, yeah.
But Rob Thompson, he was a finalist between when Boone got the job. He was the second guy, I think.
With us?
Yeah,
Really?
with us, I think, because he was the bench coach for
And
so
you wanted
long.
him?
I didn't know much about him actually. I thought he was too close. Yeah, I thought he was too close to Girardi that it wouldn't make much of a difference. But apparently, he seems a lot more loose.
Yeah, I was actually surprised, and again, I'm biased in that when they started talking about Harper and then Schwarber and Castellanos coming to the Phillies because they came to a team which they thought was a contender. Harper and Schwarber, which I actually thought Schwarber was going to go where they're going to give him money because they already had like success with the Cubs and stuff. But apparently, all of them were sold. The Phillies are contenders. And that was a big surprise to me. So, do you think, because it's always, now next year, of course, everybody's going to bet on the Astros and everybody's going to bet. Do you think, because on one hand we saw like the team that was benefited the most from the new format, because the Phillies would not be a wild card last year.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, we just saw the best team in the American League get all the way. So, do you think we're gonna? The narrative is the new format is bad because you get the worst team in the. You get a bad team getting all the way to the World Series, or it's good because we have more competition and still the best team wins. What do you think? Because I don't know what people are talking.
I like the new format. I think it makes it more exciting, more fan bases get more involved, and you could see it affects the trade deadline so much because there's so many more teams that think that they're in it and they're selling less. It's more competitive, less teams just kind of giving up halfway through the year already.
I'll tell you what, in Israel, we have soccer, right? And in soccer, you have 2 options to celebrate. One is the league.
And the cup.
There's a league, and you play all the way, and the team that won most games at the end of the year is the champions, okay? The other option is the cup. And in the cup, it doesn't matter what happened during all the year. You just have to win games, specific games. It's just like a playoff. You know, you have a regular season and a playoff. The fact that you have both here, you have a very long season, 162 games, and eventually there comes the cup. Because of those games just put you either in or out. And now it's how many teams? 12? 6? There were 6.
12.
12 teams.
Yes.
It's almost 50%.
Yeah.
Out of 30.
Right.
And they wanted to do.
So all you need, and everybody knows, all you need to do is to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
So what they're gonna look in the next 2, 3, let's say 3 to 5 years, and the only issue that they did talk about, the new format, was because of the bye, as Guy said, 2 teams in each side has a bye. They are not playing for 6 days since they finished the season until the first round of the.
Right, and they said that when the Braves did not function and when the Dodgers did not function,
right.
And when the
so
Yankees
their thinking
had a problem,
is it
rust.
really an advantage
Then
not
again,
to play
the Astros
or not?
rested-
Right.
rested-
But this is
like
why
okay.
they said they need 3 to 5 years to measure and see if more and more of those teams that coming from the wild card winning.
I don't know if they will know something out even after 5 years.
I agree. It's going
It
to
depends
be
if
like,
it will be 50-50,
Everything can happen.
70-90.
I think that's what it's like. It's not more than 60-40.
Yeah,
That's what
I mean,
I think.
I think rust is a fictional term. I know players do have the routines and the stuff, but they're not going to. It's
You
not
rather
like the
have
50s.
this.
They're not going to sit home and watch the games on TV.
You rather have this than have a game every day.
Yeah, exactly. You want to rest your arms.
And I think if the Yankees would have against Houston their first rotation in the first 2 games.
Ready.
Yeah, and the games,
Then it
we
wouldn't
talked
have been
about
a
it
sweep.
in the last pod, that those 2 losses to Cleveland, which were stupid, we should have lost it, we should have been 3-0 there, and then you would come in against Houston, set up as you want,
with the pitching.
And then it wasn't for nothing. I'm pretty sure it wasn't for nothing.
And how are we on the, do you think you should, assuming the Ghost Runner is here to stay, should it be on the playoffs? No.
No, I think those games like with the Mariners and Astros 18 innings, it's classic games. It's like
that was
in
the
the
classic.
postseason, like
That's more of a cluster. No, I mean I like you know the real tight extra innings games, 14-15 with maybe 3-3 and then like 4-4 and then somebody break. I mean that one wasn't fun, but
I'll tell you what, I don't like the fact that there are rules for the season and rules for the past season. You should decide. Whatever you pick is okay.
I think it shows that they think it's like not real baseball, that they take it away in the postseason. It shows that they think
go
it's
that way. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, and we're gonna talk about a lot of things that happened and will happen, but first we're going to say, Yoni is going to tell us in whatever language he chooses.
Arab.
What, in Arabic?
Yeah,
what
happened
this week before.
I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
נתחיל בשלישי בנובמבר 1900...
כל הפועל זאת פינה מפעם.
ממש, כן, יש פה את הקולט. שלישי בנובמבר 1942, השבוע לפני 80 שנה. Fair enough? Fair enough. טד וויליאמס סוגר עונה עם ממוצע חבטות 356, 36 הום ראנס.
פצוע? מה?
36 הום ראנס בלבד ו-137 RBIs, קצת כמו פעם כאלה.
ופורש, נראה לי.
והופך להיות הרד סוקס הראשון שזוכה בטריפל קראון.
עם זה?
כן.
וואו.
כן, 356.
לא, בסדר, אבל...
36 ו-37.
כן, כן.
למרות זאת, הוא לא יזכה ב-MVP. שהולך לג'ו גורדון מהיאנקיז. שזה הזוי, תקשיב, צריך פה חקירה. צריך פה חקירה בדבר הזה. אותו סיפור אגב יחזור על עצמו ב-47, אבל זה קצת יותר, יודעים יותר למה, כי דימג'ו לקח את ה-MVP כי הוא עשה את ה-56. אבל אתה תראה את המספרים של ג'ו גורדון מול המספרים של טד וויליאמס, פשוט לא מבין מה קרה שם. למה הוא זכה ב-MVP? מי שילם על מה, מתחת לאיזה שולחן? משהו הזוי הסיפור הזה. נמשיך לשני בנובמבר 1972, שבוע לפני 50 שנה. עוד זכייה יוצאת דופן. ההרלר של הפיליז.
הרלר.
כן. סטיב קרלטון.
Hurler.
זוכה בסי יאנג.
People use that word hurler? Yeah, when they ran out of things to say about the pitcher. They always in the trivia they keep saying hurler, I'm like...
Name the hurler. אוקיי, אז הוא זוכה בסי יאנג, אחרי עונה מושלמת, שים לב לזה. הוא ניצח באותה עונה 27 משחקים, מתוך 59 הניצחונות של הפיליז. סבבה? הקבוצה ניצחה 59 פעמים, 27 מהם הוא ניצח. סטיב קרלטון. אוקיי? 45.7% מהניצחונות שלהם. ה-ERA שלו היה נחמד, 1.97. הוויפ 0.993, לא רע.
לא רע.
לאף אחד בפיליז לא היה מאזן חיובי, חוץ מה-27-10 של קרלטון.
אדיר.
אוקיי?
כן.
הגדילו אגב לעשות קן ריינולדס עם 2.15.
כן.
וג'ים נאש עם 0.8. פיצ'רים טובים.
לגמרי, זה ממש להם מה שהולך שם.
זה מספרים לא יאמין. ונסיים ב-1 בנובמבר 2007, ממש לא מזמן. שבוע לפני 15 שנה, ג'ו טורי, המנג'ר האגדי של הניו יורק היאנקיז, עוזב את המועדון, אותו הוא הוביל ל4 אליפויות, בין 1996 ל-2000.
עוזב?
עוזב, 2007. הם הציעו לו חוזה שהיה בדיחה. כזה.
בדיוק.
בוא 20 שקל לשעה, טיפים.
כן.
והוא לא לקח את זה. עובר לדודג'רס, חותם לחוזה ל3 שנים בדודג'רס, המועדון האחרון, אותו הוא יאמן בקריירה. טורי סגר 12 עונות במדי ניו יורק, עם מאזן 1173,767, ומאזן של...
Most of them in the Yankees.
לא, זה של היאנקיז, זה המאזן שלו ביאנקיז.
1,000 ניצחונות ביאנקיז?
1173 ביאנקיז ב-12 עונות.
וואו.
ומאזן של 76-47 בפלייאוף, שזה מטורף.
במיוחד להתחשב בעובדה שלפני הבן אדם היה נחשב בדיחה.
הבן אדם היה, ולפניו היאנקיז היו כמה? כמעט 20 שנה, בלי כלום.
הזוי.
הייתה אלופות ב-78,
עד 96 לא זכינו בכלום.
לא, ב-80
80, 79, 80 זה הייתה האחרונה. האחרונה. אז זהו. כן. זו פינתנו.
זו פינתנו, טוב. Okay, we have the Golden Glove Award winners.
Right.
So let's check them out.
There's one big name there.
There's a couple of big names.
No, there's one name that is most important, I think.
Oh, important?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, so catcher is JT Realmuto.
He's the one.
That's the one?
No.
You're thinking the other
No. Okay, go on. So we're talking about the National League now, right?
National League. I'm just going to go over the names and we'll stop if anything pops up.
Okay.
Christian Walker, first base for the D-backs. Brendan Rodgers for the Rockies. Dansby Swanson for the Braves.
Another free agent.
Another
free agent.
Get, let's just say, Dansby top dollar Swanson. He is also another one of those guys who made, like, again, if he was free agent last year, he would have got half of what
I don't know why every year you have like 5 very good shortstop free agents. Every year. You know what we have? You know what we have
last
this year?
year was batting 8 or 9. This
No,
year
but
it was
last
batting
year
2.
they said Korea didn't get a big contract because that position had too many shortstops.
So now what
this
you
year
have-
it's the same.
Yeah. You have Trey Turner, you have Korea, you have Xander Bogaerts, you have Xander Bogaerts and Swanson, and Tim Anderson. It's
Wow.
crazy.
Okay, and on the third base for the 10th
Oh, that's the one.
time,
That's the one.
Nolan Golden Glover Arenado. They should rename the third base Golden Glove after him.
The Arenado glove.
This is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, he can break, he can at least become close to Brooke Robinson's, also on third base, which is 16.
Wow, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be
Yeah, I mean, the
6
next one is, I think, okay, first of all, he's tying Ichiro.
Yeah.
Ichiro won Gold Glove for the first 10 seasons, and so is Arenado. So next year he will pass Ichiro.
If.
Okay, assuming he's not injured, there's nothing wrong, because if he should be the same.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, and I still remember that during the beginning of the season he made an error that was like.
Really?
Well, he did make action. Okay, we'll talk about the
spring
errors in a
training.
while. So that's the big one for you.
Yeah. Of
Okay.
course, that's a big story.
Also, Ian Happ on left field, which I really don't think should.
Still with the Cubs?
Yep.
Yeah, still with the Cubs. I think there were a few good left fielders.
Like whom?
What's his face? Sorry. לא התכוננתי.
Okay.
And Trent Grisham from the Padres.
Of course. No, he's a very good outfielder.
Yeah, but I think he was less good as. I think he was more offensive than. I don't know.
No. Trent Grisham, only on the division series. That's it.
Okay. It's also his second career Gold Glove, and Mookie Betts for the Dodgers.
That's the
After an absence, I think. No love for the Mets.
You know,
Oh,
Juan
and
Soto finished as a finalist.
Really?
In right field, Juan Soto.
Really?
Doesn't make any sense.
He
to
knows
me.
some guys.
Let's see. Okay, and obviously, and also
And
another.
the pitcher? And the
Yeah,
pitcher?
the pitcher is Max Fried. And there is another interesting thing.
אל ישראל.
Okay, and utility player. This is a new category for this year's.
What?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, utility player.
Really?
Yeah, because there's a lot of teams that use players not in a specific thing, so you can be second base, third base.
Yeah, like DJ, what you would put
shortstop.
him under?
Second base.
He played everything.
I think you should have eligible enough games in the position to win it.
No, but you were playing like, I don't know, 140 games, but in different positions.
50-50-50.
Yeah, 30-30-30.
Yeah, something like that. So
So you're not eligible.
you're not eligible for one position, but you
Okay.
are. So they said, okay, we're going to do a utility player, and it goes to the Cardinals, Brendan Donovan.
Okay.
We were really thinking, I mean, maybe Luis Guillaume for the Mets or somebody like that. I guess not. Maybe next year. American League.
Yeah.
Jose Trevino, the Yankees.
I think it's a little bit overrated.
A little?
Yeah.
Well, just because I think he had like a high offensive surprise.
For 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months,
For 2
and then
months.
everyone expected so much, and then he was a black hole at the...
Well, once again,
I think we really need a catcher.
For catching, not for hitting. First base. Now, I have because I was talking to Phillies fans this weekend. Yeah, we have to. I had to. And they was like, this Hoskins is terrible. And I'm like, well, he got you in the World Series. How can it be terrible?
Fielding-wise, he was terrible.
Well, fielding-wise, he was terrible. But again, the Phillies, they were all terrible.
Yeah.
Let's not mince words about it.
Yeah.
And they said, no, but he made 12 errors. So I went and looked, and yeah, he did make 12 errors.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2 was Jose Abreu with 11. And number 3 was Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the Gold Glove at first base for 2020.
Yeah, I didn't get that too. I didn't get it.
First of all, how do you make
Rizzo?
errors at first base?
Well, I know about Rizzo. I know Rizzo is a better first baseman than him. Okay? Well,
Rizzo is a
I
great-
guess you can come up with another 2 or 3 names
Before.
than Guerrero.
Yeah. It's really weird. Andres Jimenez, once again, because we are the Mets.
Oh, but now you have to look at the Guardians as a team. They have what, 4 players, 4 Gold Glovers? I think 3 position players and a pitcher, if I'm not mistaken.
1, 2, 3. You're not mistaken.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Okay, and next up, of course, Jeremy Pena for the Astros. I mean, I didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't think... I didn't know if I didn't pay attention enough to him, but in his defense, but...
The guy, Jeremy Pena, as a concept.
No, yeah, because we weren't even 100% sure 1.5 years ago if he was going to even be there, if Correa was going to stay or not.
I think he was brought up, because of Correa, he was brought up to the spring training, and there was like, let's see what he can do, and he impressed enough.
Yeah.
Nobody saw this run.
I think many people were prepared that they would go into the season with Aledmus Diaz at shortstop, and then at spring training, Pena showed up.
I don't know. That was one of those. This is what gets you in the championship. Third base, Ramon Urias. I don't know. I'm
with the Orioles.
Yeah, Orioles. I don't even know what.
I don't know. He beat out Matt Chapman. I'm not sure how that's possible.
All right.
Stephen Kwan at left field for the Guardians. Miles Straw at center field for the Guardians. Miles Straw, your friend. your friend and Kyle Tucker for the Astros.
Yeah, he's good. I don't know.
Good?
He's good. I don't know. There are some better.
Well, you could argue Judge, but he just didn't play enough in right field.
No, but I think that this year he played less.
No, he played more in center.
No, I don't care about where. I think he didn't try to get to hard balls
to protect his body.
Yes, and I think it's a good thing to do. But he's not a Gold Glover because of that.
But not even a finalist.
Well, it doesn't matter if he's a finalist.
And another big question: Shane Bieber for the Guardian is the pitcher. I don't know. I didn't see him enough to know.
Pitching is a...
I don't have another name that you say, well, he has to be the one. I don't know.
It's for the
Ion was a finalist.
And your utility player, DJ LeMahieu.
Really?
Yeah.
How many games did he play?
No, he played at least like 120. 100.
He got to
He was limited to 125 games
due to injury.
He's still so significant time at 3 infield position, 35 games at first, 41 at second, 47 and third, 2 outs above average, each at first and second and 4 at third.
You know, something I don't get.
Yeah.
If he can play second, and he can play third, and he can play first, why can't he play short?
The range. You need way more range at shortstop.
You're running more.
Yeah, well, if you're a good second baseman, you're getting to.
Plus, I don't think his arm is amazing.
From third is just as well.
Yeah, but it's a different thing. You have to. Third is usually the same throw all the time. You just need to make it
plus
across the diamond.
It usually gets to you quicker.
Short, you need to be able to throw from everywhere from third to second, and second base usually is shorter and need to run less.
I would at least try, you know.
Plus,
Maybe
there's like
it
a
is, I don't
stigma
know.
against tall shortstops too.
Okay. Also, Bruce Bochy has been announced as Rangers manager. Are we
Yeah.
happy?
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, he's a good
You'll
manager.
face him, not. Well, everyone will.
Now, yeah.
Nah.
Do you like the new schedule changes? That now everyone gets
Yeah,
to play.
I
every
do,
week?
I do.
We'll discuss them when we look at that at the beginning of the season. One more thing.
Yep.
It's coming to be that the A's would probably be yet another Vegas team.
Yep.
And I have to ask you, how do you see that? I mean, for me, it's like I don't know. I like the old teams. I like Oakland, you know, being where they are, and
Right, but it's not about that. It's first about have a decent venue. Their venue is terrible.
yeah, I know.
They just have to come to an agreement. Like they just can't
No,
put
I
their
think
differences aside to come to
There
an
was
agreement.
going to be one of those projects like they did in Cleveland, you know, when they're redoing everything.
Yeah.
The whole,
Don't forget
thing,
they
and
also
the project
lost.
collapsed
They also
because
lost their basketball team 2 years ago.
They
Same
lost
thing.
everything: the football, the
Football,
basketball,
right.
their
Now they lose
whatever
the base.
hockey they had.
So think about it. They're losing.
Yeah, there is no more no. At least for now, there is no.
Yeah.
There won't be a professional Big Four team in Oakland.
They'll need to go across the bridge to San Francisco.
Yeah, or drive 3 hours to Vegas.
Yeah.
They say that even because Vegas has a AAA team for Oakland, and they say that AAA team a lot of times outdrew attendance than the major league
Wow.
team in
Wow,
Oakland.
that's.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's no. I mean, okay, but let's face you have the college football teams with 100,000.
The Mets, I think. Mets also has in Vegas.
They used to.
They
Oh,
used
they're
to.
not
They
Now
used to.
they're AAA series.
Yeah, now, yeah.
Oh,
It's
they
now
moved
it's
to
serious.
Circus.
Now
They
it's
lost-
always
they lost all their money?
Circus, bro.
The slot machines.
Okay, so we're gonna speak about. We're gonna start totaling the season, surmising, giving a thought. But before that, we have our new guy,
לבנה.
אלעד לבנה, שהולך לספר לנו דברים ביזרים שקורים לא רק בספרים.
במייג'ר ליג בייסבול, כאמור, לא חסרים סיפורים מוזרים או יוצאי דופן. הפינה היום תעסוק במשיכה הבלתי נשלטת של בני אדם, וכנראה של גברים בפרט, להוכיח את כוחם ואת עמידותם באחד המשחקים המוכרים לכולנו מהילדות, הלא הוא משחק הצ'יקן. עכברי ה-MLB מכירים את התופעה שבה שני שחקנים מקבוצות יריבות נותרים לעמוד זמן רב אחרי שהסתיימה השמעת ההמנון הלאומי, בהמתנה מי ייכנע ראשון וירד מהמגרש. אירוע שזכה ברבות השנים לכינוי National Anthem Standoff. ב-25 בספטמבר, שני שחקנים במייג'ורס לקחו את התחרות הזו לקצה. רובי ריי, הסטארטר של הסיאטל מרינרס, ולוק וויבר, ריליבר שמשחק עבור הקנזס סיטי רויאלס, שיתפו פעולה בעבר הלא רחוק כחברים לקבוצה בדיימונדבקס. עת הסתיימה השמעת ההמנון, נותרו שניהם לעמוד על המגרש במשך דקות ארוכות, כובעיהם על חזותיהם, מביטים אחד בשני עם חיוך קל בזווית הפה. מי מהשניים ימצמץ ראשון? יש לציין כי שניהם רימו קלות. וויבר מילא את פיו בגרעיני חמניה שכנראה הפכו את ההמתנה הארוכה למעט יותר נסבלת, בעוד שריי זכה לעזרה בלתי צפויה מאחד מחבריו לקבוצה, שריסס קרם הגנה על זרועותיו החשופות, מה שנקרא safety first. התחרות המשעשעת הסתיימה לאחר שוויבר ניסה לשחק אותה ישן מול ההום פלייט אמפייר, מה שהיה לא כל כך אמין לאור העובדה שכל הסיפור נעשה בעמידה, והשופט גירש אותו בתנועות ידיים ברורות אל מעבר לגבולות המגרש. ריי הניף את ידיו בתנועת ניצחון, אך זה לא מנע מהשופט להרחיק את שניהם מהמשחק. הרחקתו של ריי, שתוכנן לפתוח רק כמה ימים לאחר מכן, הייתה חסרת משמעות. וויבר נדרש קצת יותר עבור הרויאלס במשחק שכלל לא פחות מ-25 ראנס. עם זאת נראה שהקבוצה הסתדרה היטב גם בלעדיו, והצליחה לצאת עם ידה על העליונה ולנצח 13-12. אגב, למי שמתעניין קצת בחוקת המשחק, הרי שסעיף 7.03, סעיף קטן A, סעיף קטן 2, מסמיך את השופט להרחיק שחקן המפעיל טקטיקות שמטרתן לדחות או לקצר את המשחק. אם כך, נראה שמהשנה הבאה ישמרו השחקנים את התחרויות הללו למסגרת גבולות המגרש.
טוב, היית מאמין?
לא יאמן, איזה סיפור.
תשמע, זה כמעט גורם לי להגיד לא.
גדול, איזה קטע שאמרת את זה.
אז בוא אתה גם תגיד לנו משהו שיגרום לנו להגיד לא.
אוקיי, בוא נראה אם אתה מכיר את הסיפור הזה.
It's things that make you go לא.
פעם חשבנו לעשות פתיח.
כן, עשיתי את זה ואז אמרת עזוב.
כן. כן, חשבתי שנעשה לא פתיח. How bizarre!
How bizarre! How bizarre!
אוקיי. הויט וילהלם. זה לא הבוס של ג'ורג', מיסטר וילהלם, זה וילהלם אחר.
הויט.
כן. הוא היה פיצ'ר, הול אוף פיימר.
הוידי טוידי.
אוקיי?
Sorry, פיצ'ר הול אוף פיימר.
כן.
That's nice.
עם קריירה ארוכה, התחילה ב-1952, הסתיימה ב-1972, סבבה? את משחקו הראשון במייג'ורס, הוא רשם ב-18 באפריל 1952, ואת ההט-באט הראשון שלו, ב-23 באפריל 1952 במדי הניו יורק ג'יינטס, בבית מול הבוסטון ברייבס, ובהט-באט הראשון שלו, מה הוא עשה? הוא פיצ'ר, מה הוא עשה?
הום רן!
הום רן. זה היה ההום רן האחרון בקריירה שלו. בהט-באט הראשון הבן אדם העיף הום רן, 493 הט-באטס אחרי זה, 21 שנה, יוק, שום דבר. אגב, את אותו הום רן שהוא העיף, הוא העיף על פיצ'ר בשם דיק הובר, שזה היה ההום רן היחיד שהוא הרשה בקריירה.
וואו.
אבל הייתה לו קריירה מאוד מאוד קצרה, אולי היה איש מוצלח כל כך, בעיקר בגלל זה.
So, the season 2022, what is the biggest story of this season? I mean, we didn't have you know, sticky stuff, and we didn't have any scandals.
Well, Tatis.
We did?
Tatis.
Oh, Tatis, okay, that's an issue.
No,
No, but I'm talking about league-wide, you know, the sticky stuff, the cheating, the...
Yeah, Tatis is Trevor Bauer too.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay, so Tatis, is this...
They could have gone much further with him, obviously.
Maybe.
Could have. Should have.
Yeah, probably, but is this... I'm thinking, is this... Because I'm hearing stuff that they don't really test as they should, because, you know, the league has a love-hate thing with steroids. They loved what they had, but they didn't like the fact that they were getting Congress hearings about steroids. And they do catch people. They caught Cano, now Tatis, but on the other hand, it's obviously we have players who are using to some degree.
Verlander?
To some degree.
Look, Voigt?
Okay, that's another degree. Okay,
It's just too big.
Okay.
It's just too big.
The thing is, the thing is, there's the difference between using to get big, like Look Voigt, maybe,
Or better.
Or
getting
better.
better.
well, and there's the thing about getting back to where you were. And when somebody is 39 years old, come back from a Tommy John injury in the same shape he was when he was 25, you know he was using something during recovery, but was not checked. And I'm sure now his blood is clean and you won't find anything.
That's too late.
Yeah, exactly. So, but if this is like a serious sport, then you would have checked him throughout the years.
There are a lot of stuff that could have been made if it was a serious sport.
Yeah, exactly. And the question is, are we going to get a serious issue in the next couple of years? Or is it only me? I don't know. You're listening. You're more. Your ear is more to the ground in what those people say.
I feel like the Tatis thing was kind of like a shock and a surprising thing that might have kept people away now from it. I don't think we're gonna have any big bust or suspensions coming up in the next couple of years. I don't know.
Okay. Yoni, what is your story headline for 2022?
I think looking at comparing between what the Astroz does or do like in the last 6 years to what the Dodgers are doing for the last 12 years.
Yeah.
They are commending the National League West for like I don't know a decade for the regular season. They're winning 100 more wins like every year. They have one little, very small championship.
Not
Very small.
Not a real one.
Very small championship.
Again, they did win the playoffs. Let's remember that.
They have I know I'm a Yankee fan, but they have the biggest budget, right? And they just don't win championships.
Now they're talking about getting Korea, getting Judge,
and Otani, and move on Otani, and then move on Otani. Yeah.
Okay,
so I think that's a big story. The fact that the Dodgers again didn't win.
But
again.
That's baseball. The idea behind baseball, it's a very random game. You cannot buy a championship when your best player makes it 3 out of 10 times to first base or whatever. You cannot buy a championship. It's enough that one of your pitcher is performing less, and you have 2 guys who get a golden sombrero, and there goes the season.
But you have to find the players
on a 162. The average it averages out, and you actually win what your averages say. In a 5-game series, you might get you might lose 3 out of 5.
That's why you need players that know how to produce in October, which is different thing to do.
I think that, but this is like, if anyone knows how to produce in October, I mean, the only times we had domination was when there were only 2 teams in the World Series. When the American League and the National League team, then you can have the Yankees winning, I don't know, 8 out of 10. And the Cardinals, the other 2, I don't know, and the Giants and stuff. The moment you have 4, 6, 8, 12 teams, 6 in each side, and series after series, 3, 5, 7, you're raising you're lowering the chances that the best team will win. That's law of averages.
But I think that if you have, I don't know, I have to check. I didn't check the numbers, but if you have like in the last 10 seasons, 8 seasons with 100 wins or more, and you win only 1 championship in a very small year, you're doing something wrong.
Maybe.
If you want to win a championship, if that's enough for you, that's something else. I don't think the Dodgers are building these teams to get to the playoffs.
Listen, as a fan of baseball, I really loved this year. I mean, National League wise, it was so fun.
Of course.
The series, the Braves, the Phillies, and then the Phillies against the Padres.
Padres, Dodgers.
Yeah, those series were fun. I really enjoyed it. I really didn't enjoy Houston domination, which what you expect.
Me too.
Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah, but that's the thing. I really enjoyed it, and having what you say, it's basically Dodgers, Astros. I don't know.
No. But
Dodgers,
I'm not saying you're saying what you say as a view. Yeah, but if I was a Dodger fan or in the management, I would be thinking that you need to do something different.
The point is maybe, and this is like, again, when you look at soccer, you have they have an interest that the big teams will be big because they're rich and
big markets. Big markets.
Yeah, they have an interest, but they don't. But they always try to make it so the small teams get into the World Cup and then get into the higher levels. Because eventually Germany and Brazil are only 2 votes, and Africa is 40 votes. So they want more small teams getting as high as they can. So maybe the league is trying to make it so more small teams like Phillies or whatever, Marlins or atrocities like that would get high because they want.
There is a parity because there is. I think the last
repeat champion.
No, even repeat World Series. Forget about champions.
No. That was you. That was the Yankees.
The last 2 years.
Right. So think about it. So that means that every year there are 2 new teams in the World Series. That's a good parity. That means
that's what they want. That's what the NFL and
Houston have been there.
Teams. They
but
don't want.
Not in the World Series.
This is why the worst teams.
No, they were in the World Series and in 20.
Yeah.
21. Now 22. Now it's 2 in a row, right?
No, last year.
Last year they've been to the World Series.
Who were?
Astros?
Houston.
Astros, last year.
They lost. Yeah. Okay.
And they had another couple of years together, right? In the 17, 19.
17,
No, they had
19.
one yes, one
They
yes.
lost to the Red Sox,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
right.
They had 17, they had 19, 21, and 22.
Right. And I think American sport, that's why the worst team gets the first draft picks. They always try to spread the love in the round, make everyone...
Make it parity.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. Give the other
The
teams...
opportunity to
On the other
compete.
hand, and everybody saw that, when you had like the Mets, the Yankees, the Dodgers, they were on top, all of a sudden baseball became an issue because the networks are in the coast.
Right, so they're always saying like, wow, everybody wants to see a team like Kansas City getting into the World
Right,
Series,
but
right? But then,
but
it's like...
then they get there and
Right,
everyone
but then
now what we do?
the rating in the
The
TV
rating of a
is
Subway Series or
horrible.
the Dodgers Yankees would have broken
Yeah,
records.
Boston, LA, New York, those are the big markets. They
Yeah.
want...
Maybe Chicago.
Yeah, maybe Chicago.
alright.
But yeah,
The
because
Cubs, not the White Sox, the Cubs. The Cubs would.
I feel like everyone forgets that the White Sox won in 2005. Like nobody remembers. Like not even
come on.
ESPN.
And people think of the Cubs as a small team, and they're like number 4 in earning.
Yeah, well,
So they're not a
big
small
market
team.
team, yeah.
And the Rangers is also not a small team. What is the big? I mean, Yoni's keeping always saying the Orioles. He was betting heavily on the Orioles, and they delivered. Nobody can say that they were very higher than everyone thought.
I think that's the team to look at next year to see
So
if
that's
they
the question.
start.
Is the Orioles the team to look at, or is it something something else? What do you think?
I think they'll disappoint next year just because there's too much going on in the American League East.
So like the Phillies fans are like, oh, they were playing bad. Yeah, they were playing bad the whole season. They just got a very good October. It's not like you were the Dodgers who lost the championship. So you're saying everybody's now...
It's going to be a very tough division.
It's
gonna be a very
I
tough
think it's
division.
the Blue Jays are going to be better than them. Yankees are better than them. Tampa, and now they might be able to get to the level of Tampa. But I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen with Boston?
Yeah,
Boston is the
an enigma.
mystery.
Yeah.
Boston is the mystery,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays is another issue. They were...
But they underperformed.
Blue Jays
Yeah,
underperformed.
they should have been better.
They should be
kids.
better.
They're kids
How
and
many-
they're
how
zero
many-
better.
how
Third
many more
season
years are
already.
you going to
Yeah,
say they're
third
kids?
season.
That's a good question. That's a good
Jeremy
question.
Pena is a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not
Jeremy
acting
Pena
as a kid.
As a veteran.
No,
and,
but you
winning
saw
club
Vladimir
record.
Guerrero Jr. after the Gold Glove winner after last season. He said, "Now we're gonna. That was the preview. Now you're gonna see
The
the
real movie.
yeah." And what did you see? What did you just see? So
Yeah,
it's-
because
A step back.
yeah.
But the
Technically,
eighth
they
one,
were-
Because they think they're better. That's their problem. They
the
need
other-
a manager that will put them down. That's what they need.
I think they kept the guy, right? They signed him. to
Yeah,
an
he
extension,
does.
I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Schneider. I think
You
his
mean
name
get
is.
them down to earth?
Yeah,
Put them
uh-huh.
down is not exactly what you want from. Anyway, okay. Let's talk about your favorite team. Our favorite team, Tampa Bay. Whatever was brewing in the kitchen is not working anymore.
I don't know, they just made, and we talked about it at the beginning of the year, they just made like very strange moves, like getting rid of Hunter Renfroe.
So they're losing their touch, you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, their pitching's always good though, that's the
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
They have,
And they're getting back Glasnow. So
yeah, Glasnow came back. Kluber was not that great, I don't know.
yeah, he was better than I thought he would.
He played
He
more
was
than I thought
healthier,
he would,
yeah.
You have the bullpen of Mary Poppins when they have a bag and she start getting out the hanger in the closet. So that's the farm system for the bullpen. They always pull up this guy who throws like 3-4 games, vanish.
Yeah, they'll trade him, and then when he gets on the next team, he's terrible. Like Emilio
Yeah.
Pagan, he was great with Tampa Bay, and then he goes to San Diego and he sucks.
Right. So what do you think? Is this the year? Are we going to? Is the experiment over? Are we have there been found out that we this is the year that?
For some reason, if I had to choose between who's going to be better, Baltimore or Tampa, I would choose Baltimore over Tampa.
I think they have to make like at least 2 or 3 moves to make them a very to make them a better offensive team. They don't have offense, and they can't win in this kind of a division. I guess they'll be in the next year the same division, right? It's with the same teams.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Same teams next year.
They're not doing like
not
realignment.
Yet. Not yet.
En agrala.
What do you think about this? The new format that everyone will play against everyone.
I like it. I think that's. I mean, how long were they? Did they always do that in basketball?
Yeah.
They always did it. I like seeing it brings more. I think it brings more fans into the game and knowing more about the game, because I feel like a lot of people were just looking at National League. They weren't paying attention so much to what's going on in the American League.
Right, but on the issues is you still are graded on your division, and you don't have enough games. You used to have more games against the division because you are in the standing against them, and this is like not fair. On the other hand, the idea of playing only 16 games against one team means that you've seen a lot of their players. You know more about them. You can the better team can still rise up, and this time you like seeing every team. You're gonna see them for 1-2 series.
Yeah, what does it go down to now?
I don't know. I don't know,
games
but
maybe now instead of 16.
I don't know, but let's say that you're gonna have like you're gonna see like 2 series home and away against every team, and the division is like 2 series and 2 series. Let's say
maybe
So the question is, if it's gonna hurt the rivalry. The fact that we were seeing the Red Sox every year, 18
or does
games,
it make it more?
Right.
Maybe that makes it.
The thing used to be that like, oh, you play the Mets every year. If you play them only once every 4 years, you look forward much more.
You look forward, but the rivalry...
every game means more.
Did you see, I mean, it was still playing against the Mets at home. It was still a full house.
No, that always, but I said the rating wasn't the same. It started to go down. As we played more and more, the rating went down.
The interest outside of New York was waning because
that's why they even cut it. It used to be 6, they cut it to like 5 or 4.
This one is 2 and 2.
Yeah, so it's 4.
I think people are getting tired of almost every Sunday night baseball is either Yankees Red Sox or Cubs Cardinals. It's the same every single week.
Giant Dodgers.
The reason I didn't become a Yankees fan is because ESPN every game was every time I opened ESPN it was the Yankees. So when I went to New York and somebody asked, okay, we can go see the Yankees or the Mets, I'm like, there's no way I'm watching the Yankees again.
I had enough of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna see the Mets. And then Piazza came and everything was, and we had a winning team.
So what's your story for the season?
My story is Jeremy Pena. The concept of Jeremy Pena, it's the way to win is not bringing in the big guns, because we've seen the Dodgers, we've seen teams that bring in the guns. Even Harper was he didn't make the Phillies a contender overnight, and it's those players that you grow and you bring them up, and the more a team have a healthy farm, that's the only way for them to maintain, because eventually those players also become free agents, and I mean, you can sign them, but then you'll have a payoff of $500 million plus taxes, and nobody can afford that. I mean, even Steve Cohen cannot afford that. So you need to bring those players, and that is why everyone in the Mets are not looking outside; they're looking inside, because again they had to scaffold or to bootstrap a farm system out of nothing. Because we used to give away all our prospects and getting the rents and the free agents.
So that catcher that you brought in September.
Yeah,
he's gonna be.
He's one of the hopes, and the guy we brought before that, Beatty, is going to be our third baseman, and just talking about some pitchers and the same.
McCann is a free agent, or is he?
No, I think you have him on 1 more year.
Yeah, we have him for 1 more year, I think.
Have you given up on David Peterson?
No, that's the thing. The thing is that Peterson should start becoming a starter again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like him, but
he was so big. I feel like it was such a big thing when he came up, and then they kind of
think
went back and forth from the bullpen and the rotation.
Yeah, I mean, I think he should have started in as long relief for a first year, and it was the COVID, and then he should have been slotted as the guy, and instead they got the other guy Miguel, and they got him. And he was young, and they didn't know if it was like a sinker slider or a fastball. And I mean, when there was one game, and it was, of course, the Mets. In one game, McCann says, "Listen, Peterson was completely like we may be trading him," and McCann said, "Listen, you don't shake anything. What I tell you to do," and he threw like 7 innings and was lights out. And I said, "I have seen the light," and then he was injured. This is what I hate about this game. And so I think the idea is bringing up those Peñas, bringing up those Trey Turners, Francisco Alvarez for the Mets. You know, those guys. I mean, what is you said there was the whomever you bring in the 2 shortstops or stuff.
I mean, you look at the Yankees and they did the opposite of what the Astros did. Instead of trusting and going into the year with Peraza or Volpe, they go IKF instead of.
Yeah, and the Phillies issue. I mean, one of the big issues that Girardi was kicked off about, and Harper was basically saying that. He didn't trust Bryson Stott. And Harper said, you cannot get a guy who played every day since he was 5, and now he's 25, and he sits on the bench. You can't expect him to perform the way he was performing. Look at the Braves. The Braves are basically, they re-signed, I mean, what's his name? Swanson is like the outlier, because they re-signed Riley, they re-signed Michael Harris II.
Strider. Spencer Strider.
Right.
They locked up all the young guys.
They extended all their rookies past, not long, but past free agency. So they have like most of their teams, including Olsen, is re-signed for like the next 3, 4, 5 years.
But the thing with players like Peña, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but in baseball, he had one good year. He had 1 year.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah. I'm not
Next
saying
year,
that, but I'm
he
saying
can have an
this
OPS 500.
No,
it can happen.
That's why you don't. That's why you don't give him the $400 on the first year, like the Tatis did. But I mean, look at the Braves. The Braves. Riley is, I think, 1 year away from free agency. You have the rookie. You have they re-signed their young players for young players' money. Not $200, but $60 million. Not 260 million, 50 million for 3, 4, 5 years, and now they have like they have a core team, a young core team, relatively cheap for the next 3, 4, 5 years, and now they can bring in a big name on the left field or whatever.
It's like we had with Judge Sanchez and Greg Beard, which everybody thought that's going to be the next 3 guys, and Severino. Those 4 were supposed to lead the team.
I think the money for the franchise is ballooning out of proportion.
No, but money in sports is just...
Yeah, but the thing is, if somebody says that if the Dodgers would have re-signed Seager for the same money he got in Texas, they would pay on him $500 million. Yeah, because luxury tax, and that was before the renegotiation.
Yeah.
So he would cost them like $3 million and another $100 million. So teams cannot hold that.
What is going to be the number? Give me the number that you think Aaron Judge is going to get. The total.
50. I think he's going to make $45 million a year.
For how long? Like
probably he's going to ask for 10 years.
He's going to get.
No, he's not going to get 10. No way.
He'll get
8, 6,
maximum 7. I feel like
8,
maybe 8. Yeah.
8, 45, 360 million.
Yes, I'm around 350.
It'll be maybe front loaded though. I would
It's crazy.
imagine.
It doesn't matter.
Does it?
It doesn't matter. It's a guarantee.
Yeah, it's the how is it called? The annual value,
It's
AMV?
a guarantee and it's not
AVM?
capped, so it doesn't really matter.
Annual monetary value, something like that.
It doesn't matter to him and it doesn't matter to the team.
Yeah.
You're gonna come with the team? What the team is gonna get him? You think?
Oh, which team will he go?
Where's gonna play?
He'll go with Yankees.
Yankees.
Yes, really?
I'm saying Yankees too.
What do you say?
I say hello to the new Mets center fielder.
He's gonna be a giant.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
It's
giant.
between the Giants and the
First
Yankees.
of all, he is a giant.
It's between the Giants and the Yankees. Those are the two teams.
The Dodgers and the Angels and the Mets are three teams that can...
Yeah. He's not gonna go to the Angels because
I'm not sure. Him and Otani together?
Yeah.
The bank. Whatever comes in the bank, that's what he cares.
I don't think so.
If Kansas City is gonna give him $450, he'll take it.
No, there's
Okay,
a number.
I don't know the guy as well
There's
as
a number
you
that
do.
he's going to take, not necessarily the most. There's a number.
But the question is he going to go for the money?
I
or
think so.
Is
So,
he
no,
going
I
to go
think
for
he has
the
a
money
number.
in a team that would take him?
I think if the Yankees giving him 350, is
Even if another team is giving him 400?
So depends who, depends which
Okay.
team. Yes, but 350.
You don't know what you
I
can
think
get.
the 350 is enough. I
I
think
say-
there's a
I
number.
say amen to that.
There's a number that he will
I'm really
stay.
afraid. And you have no other option. Oh, well, that's another discussion. But
Issue with
if
Judge
he goes,
is
that's
that
it, you know.
Well,
Who-
maybe Jason Dominguez comes up a little
Yeah.
early.
Oh, I'm waiting for him. That's the name.
The issue
Jason,
with Judge
Jason
is
Dominguez
that-
this year should come.
2 years away.
Well, he's
The issue with Judge is that the asking price is so high that you're basically going to limit yourself in the Giants could get him because I think the rest of the payroll
There's
is not
nothing
that
more
high.
right, they have nothing.
How much did we offer him? 275?
Yes.
And after 62 home
Just for
runs,
that insult, he wants something.
So 350.
double it, please.
Make him a qualifying offer. I want to say, I'm gonna make 14 million for the next year. All right. Jacob deGrom, for example, he's the guy that the reason he was signed for less money is somebody took him and like, listen, Jake, you know, your number on the here, you know, like Seaver, Jacob deGrom, we're gonna get a championship with you, you're gonna be a Hall of Famer. And he bought that, and now he decides he wants money,
Yeah.
which is fine by me. But the issue is...
That championship didn't work, that concept of the championship.
No, and he won't get his number on the on the board, and a lot of things may not happen. And the question, but on the other hand, he is a very, very fragile commodity now. His stock is not, a must-buy. On the other hand, as everyone knows, we are the Mets, and whoever's going to sign him is going to become like, the return of Kal-El
Superstar.
and give us and give Koufax the run for his money. He's going to get like the 4.5 seasons, the best since Koufax or whatever. So, but if he signs with the Mets, he's going to break the bank, and we're not going to see him throw for like 3 years. How is it that, Diaz and Judge, how is it that players like they're seeing the money and they like, I don't know, hulk up?
Yeah, they get to like a whole nother plane of existence.
If Judge was free agent last year, he would get half the money. The Yankees didn't undersell him when they offered him.
275 was a good number.
Yeah.
For a number. Yeah.
If Diaz was a free agent last year, I'm not talking 2019, 2020, 2021.
Like Swanson.
Yeah.
Just like Swanson.
Yeah, Swanson.
Just the same.
Swanson was number 9. It was like a great defense, no hitting at all. Diaz was okay. He has his days. Judge was okay. He was a great rookie and is a solid slugger.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, free agency comes and those people hulk up and now they've doubled and tripled their worth.
That's why we know Sevi is going to have a great year.
Because
He's a contract year. He's going to have a great year.
What was your greatest? What was the game you remember the most this season?
Oh. I think we had like 3 or 4 games, crazy games.
Yeah, Judge's 3-run home run against the Blue Jays to walk it off.
And Donaldson, Grand Slam walk-off.
That's only so memorable to me because everyone was like, okay, we're back.
Here it is.
And then we lost like 5 in a row.
He thought we're back. He came back to the dugout. We're back.
That's the most memorable.
And then we lost the 2.
Like 5 in a row after that. Josh Donaldson walk-off against the Rays. Everyone's like, Yankees are finally back.
Here we are. Yeah.
That
was like our last hurrah, basically.
Yeah.
This year gonna be remember about Judge and Pujols. Those are the 2.
Yeah, that's
over 20 years from now. That's you remember that season.
Yeah, obviously, but
Judge
that's the game.
Those are the.
To me, it's obviously the no-hitter. The first one I saw, I didn't see it live, but I saw it not knowing it's going to be a no-hitter. So for us, it's live. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that was the moment. And there was a lot of moments. I only wish there was more moments for the Mets. So, what is, I don't know, your, let's say, make one crazy prediction for next year.
Wow. The Orioles are going to win it. You want crazy?
Yeah.
You want it crazy?
Don't put money on it.
One crazy prediction.
Is it crazy to say I think Judge will have an almost as equally good season?
Yes.
Another historic.
Yes.
I think he
By the way, how many after the 62? How many home runs Maris had the year after?
Not too many. That's crazy.
Okay, that's crazy.
60
No, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Being
Back-to-back 60 seasons.
Having this MVP, even a bigger triple crown MVP, best player in the league, it's going to be hard. 60, it's kind of like okay, but let's see. I don't know.
You have one?
Yeah, the Mets are going to win the
Mets, Baltimore.
Which is even crazy.
It's crazy, but it's true. Okay, we'll close with that.
All right.
Because unlike baseball, we always know when we finish. And that is after I will tell you who was the first African-American player to win an American League batting title.
Can I guess?
Oh yeah, you should have guessed.
Oh, Larry Doby?
Okay.
Right.
So you say Larry Doby, Yoni says Frank, I said Rod.
So
you getting Lyman Bostock. Natty, congratulations. No, I'm joking. Frank Robinson. Yeah, he's on a roll. He recently emigrated from National League, won the batting title in 1966 with a 360 mark, and led 8 other offensive categories. Became only the 12th man to win the Triple Crown. 49 homers, 122 runs. His on-base percentage 410.
Wow.
His slugging percentage 637. Also ruled the roost.
I knew all those numbers, didn't want to show off. So.
נסיים בזאת, ניתן למצוא אותנו באתר בייסבול פודקאסט co.il או ביוטיוב, youtube.com/שטרודל איקושה הוטדוג.
Nice.
They have a new thing.
שטרודל. כרוכית.
תוכלו למצוא את הפודקאסט באפל פודקאסט, ספוטיפיי, גוגל וכמובן בכל האפליקציות. דרגו אותנו, תנו לנו משוב, סמנו לייק ופרגנו ב5 כוכבים. כך הפודקאסט יקבל יותר חשיפה אצל כל חובבי הבייסבול שעדיין ישנם שם. תודה מיוחדת למפיק האחראי שלנו חיים כץ. You know, because he speaks also English and Hebrew, מתבלבלים למונחים. למשל, הייתה תקופה שהוא חשב שסמך, האות סמך באנגלית זה afternoon.
סמך comes afternoon.
ניתן להמשיך את הדיון בפייסבוק ובאתר המאורע שלנו, הופסי.il. גיא, נתי, המון תודה שבאתם. אתם מאוד מוזמנים גם בסבב הבא לבוא, אני מקווה שזה יהיה לפני הליגה שתוכל לשמוע תחזיות.
כן.
אתה יודע, אני לא יודע.
כן, בהחלט.
אבל בלי קשר, אתם בארץ, אתם באים אלינו, זה לא, אין פה דיון בכלל. יוני, משהו לאומה לפני שסוגרים?
יאללה, לנצח את היוסטון.
אז תודה לכם על האזנה לכושר הוטדוג עם יוני לב-ארי וארז שץ בבייסבול טוב ישראל.
יאללה, ביי.
Swung on a drill to right field, doing back Sanders on the track, at the wall, see ya, see ya, see ya, a home run!
לא יודע איך.
אחר כך הוא אומר לי, אתה ממהר, אבל מה? מבלבל במוח.
לא, אני מבלבל במוח, אתה ממהר. כן, אני רואה שלושה, אני רואה אתכם מקבצים I see the bars, barring.
מה קרה?
Somebody died. I decided I had an issue with a friend, so I decided to change my notification to the Undertaker's gong.
באמצע הקלטן, תשכח
just to annoy him.
في المسلسل المجايفر في السبع ونص
المسلسل ألف
ביל וסבסטיאן. אוקיי, וואו, זה פינה מפעם.
Before we're going to talk about the season, Yanni, why don't you amuse us with something that would make us go lah?
אוקיי, אבל לפני זה רגע, אלעד לבנה, יקירנו מהפינה החדשה. קודם כל, את הפינה עצמה הוא ישלח בערב, אז אם אתה רוצה רק מתישהו להכניס כזה, איזה כמה מילים של זה, וזה מוקלט. שאל אותי אם יש טיפים להקלטה איכותית.
לא, שיעשה מה שהוא עשה קודם. זה נשמע סבבה. We have a new guy. We're going to be a conglomerate. People are going to record the podcast for us, and we're just going to say, and now let's go to this guy.
לבנה.
אלעד לבנה, שהולך לספר לנו דברים ביזרים שקורים לא רק בספרים.
זה מתחבר טוב עם עלה, כי זה שתי פינות שהן באותו סגנון.
לגמרי.
כן. אוקיי.
טוב, היית מאמין?
לא יאמן, איזה סיפור.